Fact or myth? It's
It's
mythology. I am Ken Tumbaga,
And this is Micaflor Umbay.
and for today's episode, we are going to talk about Filipino creation stories. Right, partner?
Precisely, partner.
So, creation stories usually tells us how the world started. And here in the Philippines, our different ethnic groups has their own version of these creation stories. That is why creation myths here in the Philippines is pretty diverse. And we are going to talk about some of them for today's podcast. So first, we have the version of the Tinguians of the Western Cordillera of Luzon. So, the Tinguanes believed that there was only the sea and the sky in the beginning, and that one day, a kite without a place to land decided to set the sea against the sky. As a result, the sea launched war in the sky, hurling her waves aloft. Seeing this, the sky and the water signed a peace treaty. They say that after that, in order to punish her for daring to express herself, he threw all the islands of this archipelago into the sea in order to tame her, and that the sea went back and forth without being able to rise again. They claim that it was from this event that the Mavaris custom emerged, that is, taking revenge for an insult received, which is a very typical behavior in this land, and that taking revenge is a matter of honor for them. Then they tell about the reed and how the aforementioned man and woman came to be. They go on to say that the first time Kavahi gave birth, she had a large number of children at once. The father returned home one day, enraged, and threatened the children. The latter were terrified and fled, some into the house's most hidden rooms, others hid in other places near the open air, others hid in the dindinas or walls of the houses, others hid in places near the open air, some in the fireplace, and still others fled to the sea through the same door through which the father had entered. It is said that those who fled to the most hidden rooms are the chiefs of these islands. Those who remained near the outside are the Timaguas. Those who hid themselves within the walls are the slaves, and those who hid themselves in the fireplace are the blacks, and those who fled out to the sea through the open door are the Spaniards, and that they had no news of us until they beheld us return through the sea.
Oh, that's an interesting version of Filipino creation story. Moving on, we also have the version of Tausug and the story of Adam and Eve. In the story, it is said to be that in the beginning, God planned to create a man out of solidified earth. So he asked the angels to get some. And when the soil had been obtained, it was mixed together. But Adam had no movement. Besides, he began to crack up because of the sun's heat. So God ordered the angels to put water on him. But a new problem arose. Adam would not get dry. So God gave another order to apply air to him. But the problem remained. Adam would not move. This time, God commanded them to put fire in Adam. This made him better. He now had within himself earth, water, air, and fire. Still another difficulty came up. Whenever Adam sneezed, his nap would be pulled off. God then gave a revelation to the angels that Adam should say sneezing, "Praise be to God," to solve the problem. And in order to prevent Adam's chin remain fallen on his chest whenever he yawned, he must say, "God, send the Satans away from me." All these problems solved, Adam now is complete. However, Adam was alone, so God gave him a beautiful partner named Eve, and she's from Adam's rib. From then on, the world began to be peopled. Their first offsprings were whites, next were blacks. One day, a man came to Eve and offered her a fruit to eat, a fruit that God forbid them to eat. At first, she didn't eat the fruit, but she was tempted again. There's a child weeping and said that she's crying because Eve and Adam would be sent out of paradise because they don't eat the fruit from the tree. So Eve ate the fruit and convinced Adam to eat also. After this, they both began to urinate and defecate in paradise. Thus they were sent out of it. Until now they can't be found. It was Eve's greed sent which sent them out of paradise. Another Filipino creation story is from the Tagalog of Why the Sun Shines More Brightly Than the Moon. In their version, long, long ago there's a fairy with two daughters named Araw and Buwan. Araw has a commendable personality unlike her sister Buwan. One night, the mother fairy saw Buwan mistreating Araw, so she asked God for help. God heard her prayer and descended into the earth disguised as a beggar. But before this, God prepared diamonds for the two as a gift, but upon disguising he discovered how bad-tempered Buwan is, while Araw is kind-hearted. So God rewarded Araw a diamond that could light up the whole universe. When Buwan knew about it, she got mad and stole the other diamond in heaven. Upon returning to earth, she found out that her diamond wasn't as bright as with Araw's. When God learned what Buwan had done, he sent two angels to punish her. But the angels didn't follow the order. They seized both sisters and hurled them into the sea. Then they threw the two stones upward into the sky, and there they stuck. But Araw's diamond was bigger and brighter than the one Buwan stole. Thereafter, the bigger jewel was called Araw or sun, and the smaller one Buwan or moon. Indeed, Filipinos undeniably have creative minds. Those are just some of the stories that prove that in the field of mythology and folklore, we Filipinos will never let ourselves to be left out. Thank you everyone for listening and staying with us. This is Micaflor Umbay.
And this is Ken Tumbaga. See you next time.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted. Rate and review this podcast and share it to your friends. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you're living with some great things that can help you. Until next time!